welcome to Live in the Hive. I'm Michelle Eagleton, and you're watching the only online magazine show dedicated to theatre across Greater Manchester. If you love theatre, you are definitely in the right place. And I am here in my hive, my garden bar, every week, bringing you the latest theatre news and interviews with some of the people involved in productions that are winging their way to our fair city. Now, a big hello if you're watching us for the first time. Maybe you're watching us on the I Love Manchester Facebook page. That's the iconic city brand dedicated to community and culture. Or maybe you're watching on our very own Live in the Hive Facebook page. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do stay with us. We've got some great guests coming up. In fact, here is a sneak peek. If you loved the Bodyguard movie back in the 90s, well, we have got one of the stars of the Bodyguard, the musical. They'll be joining us very soon. Emily-Mae Walker. She's starring in the UK tour of the Bodyguard with a pussycat doll, no less, Melody Thornton. Now, Emily-Mae is going to be telling me all about that tour and what we can expect when it comes to Manchester next week. And we will be reflecting on the Oldham Coliseum that closed its doors on Friday night. Such a sad story this. They did a performance called Encore on Friday. It brought the house down. People didn't want to leave. I was there. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later on. And if that wasn't enough, well, every week we do like to bring you the latest in Greater Manchester theatre news. And we've got news of quite a royal production which is coming our way. Intrigued? Well, yeah, you should be. But first, let's kick off with an iconic movie turned musical. You might have watched this back in the 90s like I did and countless others. It starred Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner on the silver screen. And this time, it's coming to the stage. Let's take a sneak peek at what to expect.
I got the stuff that you want. I got the thing that you need. I got more than enough to make you drop to your knees. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna believe with somebody. I'm every woman. It's all in me. I will always love you.
Oh, I've got goosebumps already. I am so excited to see this production of the musical. And I caught up earlier this week with one of the stars of the show, Emily-Mae Walker. She's played Nikki Marron in the musical, and this is what she had to say about it.
Oh no, it's got everything. It's got things that you'll be expecting from the film. I mean, like the iconic timeless love story, which you can't forget, that we all know and like swoon over. And it's got some surprises in there that like you might not know about, or that we've revamped a little bit from the film. So it's got things that like you're expecting and you're excited for, but then things that are new and a bit fresh, and you'll be like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. But it's got way more songs than the film, which is like nice for me, obviously, as the singer performer, to get to do them. And they're beautiful songs, and it's nice that we know them so well, and we've all sung them on karaoke, and we all know them because we've heard them on the radio. But to add like the acting into it, it just works so well. It's like they were written for this story. It's great.
Oh, and what's the reaction been like? Because you're already on tour with it, aren't you? I mean, do the crowds do you feed off that audience kind of atmosphere?
Oh my God, it's buzzing. I remember the first night we were in Glasgow, and there's some people in this cast that have never done a musical before, so they've just done plays. So when it came to the end and the audience, like there's a bit of audience interaction at the end, not to give anything away, but the audience was so invested and so buzzing. The people were like, what is going on? You feel like a pop star. It's such an infectious energy, and it's so nice after like the years we've had COVID and things are still tricky at the minute with, you know, it's nice to see people stood up enjoying themselves, just like lost in the moment. And I'll never get bored of that. It's brilliant.
I know what you mean about the end. I'm not going to give anything away, but it truly is just an experience that you have that you think, oh my God, this is amazing.
And obviously
Really?
we did it in rehearsals to no one. So, you know, you're doing this like interactive moment with nobody. So that first night when all the people stood up, it's wonderful. It really does. You do feel like really lucky to be part of it.
And you've got a cracking role. I love the role of Nikki Marron because it's like, yes, we love Rachel, but she kind of steals her sister's man that she really likes. So
You
I
know?
always feel like, oh, Nikki, you're kind of like the true star. You're the underdog. You're the one that didn't have that moment. But yeah, I love Nikki. But you do get your moment. You get a cracking song in this.
Oh my God, I love this role. It's a bit cushy actually, because you get to come on, you have your little moment of things been nice, you get a little song, and then you get quite a lot of jeopardy, which as an actor you kind of love doing the things that are a bit like darker and a bit complicated, and anything with a bit of like emotion, jealousy is just so nice to play, and you can make it different every day. So it's something to like really get your teeth into, so you can never get bored.
Oh, no, absolutely not. And a little bird told me you got the news about getting this part when you were waiting for an airport transfer on holiday.
It was so glamorous. I was severely hungover and tired, stood in the scorching heat. You know when you know your holidays come to an end and you just want to get home. You know, you're dragging your bags, you've spent too much money.
It's not so bad on the way there, is it? When you're waiting for the holiday.
Oh no.
Like you say, at the end of it, you're like, oh, I just want to get back.
You're a bit burnt, you've eaten too much. It's like, you know, it's all just a bit bleak. So it was quite, and the bus was late. It was just that classic end of holiday thing. And my agent called me, and obviously I had horrendous signal and nothing was working. So nothing was coming through. That he had to just text me. He was like, it's not coming through. You've got the job. And it was like, oh, okay. It made the wait a little more bearable, you know. It was like,
absolutely,
okay,
absolutely. But, how many people did you tell on the flight back?
Well, I screamed firstly, and my friend that was with me was like, we need to capture this moment. So then we're having like a photo shoot on the side of the street, you know, like just classic too much dramatic people. But yeah, it really turned quite a bleak day around here in the news.
Love it, absolutely love it. When you did the audition, did you have an inkling? You know, how many kind of rounds do you go through? I imagine it's a hard, grueling process, right?
Yeah, it's quite tough. Luckily with this show, I mean, every show's different, like every production company's different, but this show, they're so nice. And I think the people who are like on the top were actors first. So they understand what it's like, and they understand how difficult like the industry is in general. So I was only in 3 times, which is like a short amount of rounds. Normally it can go up to like, I've been in for things like 10 times.
Wow.
So it was quite nice just to, and obviously I knew all the songs. So there wasn't that, like the preparation was just learning the scenes. And they're such lovely scenes that it wasn't like a big, like wordy, oh my God, I can't remember the lines. They sort of just went in quite naturally. So it's quite a stress-free audition process. So that, I think I was kind of caught off guard because it was just so nice to do it, and everything was so calm and casual that it didn't feel too stressful. So getting the job, it was a bit like, oh yeah, that was an audition. Like I wasn't just going in and talking to those nice people. I was auditioning for the job, which is lovely. It's really, really nice.
Oh, well, it sounds like it was meant to be. It's, you know, those moments where you just go, yeah, that's right. And did you know back then that Melody from the Pussycat Dolls would be playing Rachel?
No. So when I auditioned, didn't know anybody else in the cast. And you just do it. You're going for the role, and you have no idea what's happening next. I think it was about a month after I got the job, they announced Melody, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm singing with a Pussycat Doll. And then the rest of the cast got announced, but we didn't meet until first day of rehearsals, which was like 3 weeks before we opened. So you're just meeting all like, I'm going to be your sister for the next year, and I'm going to be falling in love with you every night. And it's just that thing of meeting complete strangers. But everyone's so lovely. It's such a nice group of people. Like Melody, Aiden, everybody are just like really down to earth. Take the job seriously, but don't take themselves too seriously, because it's a long tour, you know, like it's a slog. We're sort of traveling every week, and they make it like worthwhile. The show is fantastic, but they are really, really good people and so amazingly talented, like just breathtakingly. I watch every night, a bit like a fan. I'm a
As
fan
are
outside of the
you,
stage.
lady. As are you. You were named in the top 12 of people to watch out for back in 2020 with What's on Stage. And look, they were absolutely right, Emily-Mae.
I'm here. It's happening. I know. Honestly, I feel so lucky. I'm honestly rolling with the punches. I just love what I do so much, and I've been really lucky to have just met nice people who have gone, yeah, we'll give her a chance. And it's been a cushy ride. But I love Manchester. I mean, I've worked in Manchester a couple of times, and
You've got a
it's just such a
northern-ish
magical.
accent. Where are you from? Where'd you hail
From
from?
Barnsley.
Ah, it makes sense now. Come on.
What gave it away? What was it?
So you know us northerners. I mean, we're all great people, and I think as well audiences up in the north are brilliant.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I mean, we've not been anywhere so far, touch wood, that's been a bad audience, but I always feel most at home in the north. Like we did Bradford, and like all my family and friends could come, and there's just something different about being in the north. It's friendly. I mean, I'm biased, but I think it's the place to be.
That's fine. I love the fact that you're biased. Come on, carry it on. Did you get to go up north a few weeks back when Melody came to perform at the big night of musicals at the arena? Did you manage to catch that?
We were in Stoke when she went to film it, but I watched it back literally 2 days ago, and it's phenomenal. I mean, everybody was brilliant. I got so many friends that were in so many different shows, but Melody was just next level. Something happened that day. I mean, she's brilliant every night. She does it 8 times a week, but seeing her on that big stage, just her in that moment, was just beautiful. It was so good.
It really got me, and especially the
Yeah.
emotions as well that you could tell on her face. It was kind of everything seemed to be running so high and just perfect moment.
Oh yeah, I mean the song is so emotional anyway, and I'm sure everybody's got some sort of connection to I'll Always Love You, whether it's positive or negative. Everybody knows it so well. So I can just imagine being there, and the audience reaction with all those people must have just been so overwhelming. I mean, I'm getting emotional even thinking about it. Like watching her do it every night is like, whoo, butterflies because of the story, and it's like the end of the show and how it interlinks. But it was a huge moment for her there at the arena, and we were all so proud of it. It was amazing.
Well, what is your favourite point in the show then? Is it that, or there must be so many? I mean, I've seen the musical a number of times, and I think even I would find it hard to pinpoint.
I mean, they're all great. There's a few like little nuggets that you would probably think, oh, that's not a really big bit. There's a couple of interactions between Melody and Aidan, the bodyguard, and Rachel Marron, that are so, on the surface, the words are so simple and just a bit like cat and mousey, a bit tit for tat. But underneath, like the intention of it is like, are we going to fight or are we going to kiss? And like those sort of scenes where there's so much going on, it's just so nice to watch, because you know what's happening there, and you can see it in their eyes, like where are we going? And it's always a bit different every night, and I enjoy watching Melody and Aidan do their scenes because it's so playful and fun, and keeping it fresh every night. It's hard, but they do a really good job of it.
And you're not only a wonderful performer who's on tour at the moment, but you're also a podcaster. What's this about winging it? This new podcast.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thanks, Michelle. Yes, I started a podcast called Winging It, because being on tour is difficult, as I've said, and you end up being a bit revolved around work. And I was like, oh, I need a bit of something, like a bit of headspace, a bit of something that's not the show, that I still enjoy doing. And I've been thinking about it for a while, how everybody is making it up as they go along, right? Like nobody really has a clue how to adult. And we're all like confused, and we look on Instagram and we think, oh, they're doing it so much better.
Yeah,
and I thought,
I hear you.
we all think this way. So if we all just say, I don't know what I'm doing, period, and we all discuss it, then we can all just stop stressing about it and like hopefully eliminate this like they're doing it better idea, because we all know nobody knows. So it's just a new thing. I'm officially winging it on talking to people about all different aspects of life, how they feel about it. Because even if one person listens and goes, oh yeah, they're making it up as well, they might have a better day, better week, whatever. So yeah, that's my podcast. It's called Winging It.
I absolutely love the concept of this. I've had it many a times in the playground, sending my kids to school and thinking, that woman's got it all sorted out as a mum, and I am totally just not even half there. But then they're
No.
thinking the same thing about you, and we're all winging it. So you can get that on Spotify, can't you?
You can get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Bullhorn. Listen out, listen in. Thank you so much.
Well, we will. We'll definitely have a listen to that one. And after this is over, I mean, what's on stage predicted? You might be a Skylar sister, maybe in the future. Would Hamilton float your boat?
Honestly, who knows? I'd give anything a good go. We're doing the Bodyguard until January 2024, so you can catch us around the UK until then. And then who knows? Honestly, it feels so far away, but also very close. Yeah. So I'll start auditioning in like November time, and we'll see what happens next.
Oh, definitely want to watch that girl. What a performer. And she's got her own podcast as well. I'm certainly going to be switching onto that one to check it out. And of course, if you want to check out her as Nikki in The Bodyguard, the musical, Emily-Mae Walker will be there with the rest of the team in that production from Monday at the Palace Theatre. Good luck to everyone involved. Now, still to come on the show, we're going to be taking a look at the Oldham Coliseum's final performance encore that happened on Friday night. Sadly, the Oldham Coliseum has now closed, and I was there on the very last night that it kind of raised its curtain. I'm going to be telling you about that night and what was so special about it. Before all that, though, we have got time for this one. Yes, it's time for Greater Manchester Theatre News. And of course, today is a special day in the theatre calendar. It's our version of the Oscars. It's the Olivier Awards. They're taking place right now as we speak at the Royal Albert Hall in London. And this year it's got a new host, Hannah Waddington. Yes, the star of Ted Lasso, and before that of loads of West End musicals. She is an absolute icon. She's also got an opening number, singing and dancing up her sleeve, no less. Now, you are going to have to wait until this evening to catch the winners of that show, unless you've been having a sneak peek on YouTube and social media. But tonight, you can catch the Olivier Award highlights on ITV1 and ITVX. Do you know what? It's a shame. Every year I say this, it should be streamed live. But hey, that's just me talking. I'm a big theatre fan, as you know. And hey, who's going to be picking up one of those Olivier Awards? Could it be this lady, Jodie Comer, who is up in the category for Best Actress? She is the favourite to win in that category. And of course, all eyes on this guy, Paul Mescal. He is in the category for Best Actor for his performance as Stanley in A Streetcar Named Desire. Now, we don't know if they are going to win just yet, but what we do know is these two people are going to be going home with one of those prestigious gongs. So Derek Jacobi and Dame Arlene Phillips, these are great recipients. So Derek Jacobi is going to be honoured with the Lifetime Achievement Award, and Dame Arlene Phillips, who is from Bury no less, she is going to get the special award for her contribution to theatre and choreography. As I say, that's going to be on later tonight on ITV1 and ITVX at 10:15 p.m. Do not miss it. Now, a little bit closer to home this week, we had an exciting announcement of an all-star cast. It's going to be winging its way, this one, to the Lowry in September. It's called The Crown Jewels, the royal event of the year. Now, what is it, you might ask? Well, it is a brand new play, and it's based on the true story of one of British history's most audacious heist attempts to steal the crown jewels. And look at that. Al Murray, the pub landlord, is going to be a king. He's going to be Charles II. The rest of them are a gang that is plotting in a very funny way to steal the crown jewels. Now, do they do it? Well, you'll have to wait and see. It's got its West End premiere this summer. Then it's going to be touring, as I say, to the Lowry. It's going to be there from Tuesday the 19th to Saturday the 23rd of September. So quite a short run there. Tickets are on sale for this now, so do get in quick. Well, time now to pay tribute to a theatre that's been in Greater Manchester for over 138 years. Yes, I'm talking about the Oldham Coliseum. It closed its doors on Friday for one last time, and boy, did they go out with a bang. I was lucky enough to be there to see their final show, Encore, and this was something the Oldham Coliseum decided they wanted to do, and they whipped it up in 2 weeks, saying if we're going out, we're doing it our way. And they did do it the Oldham Coliseum way, with heart, with passion, and with huge talent. And testament to Oldham Coliseum, there was not an empty seat in the house. In fact, the tickets sold out for this in half an hour. And a lot of the people who have performed on that Oldham Coliseum stage returned on the night. We had people like Justin Morehouse, Steve Royal. We had Sue Devaney put on a brilliant show as Gracie Fields in our Gracie. And on top of that, you know, some of the finest actors that we've got in the UK, Maxine Peake turned up, and Christopher Eccleston, to perform on the night and just show their love for the theatre. And I think they, like all of us in that audience and all the people who know this story, still cannot believe that this theatre is closing. You know, my heart goes out to the people you can see there on the right hand side who work, live and breathe at the Oldham Coliseum. A lot of those have now lost their jobs. A lot of them were saying goodbye on Friday night, and of course led by the guy in the centre, Chief Executive Officer and Artistic Director Chris Lawson. I personally want to thank the Oldham Coliseum for all they have done for theatre, and my heart, as I say, goes out to each and every one of them. I really hope that Oldham can get a theatre, because Oldham needs a theatre. The community need the theatre, and we need something that is just as brilliant as the Oldham Coliseum has been for 138 years. I have still got my fingers crossed for a lifeline, and if there is, my goodness, won't we all be happy? I'm going to leave you though with the end of the show dedicated to Oldham Coliseum in the only fitting way that I could see to do this, and that was by filming the end of the show of Encore. Now, you're going to see it streamed on social media soon. I think they're going to put it on YouTube, but this was after the curtain went down, because the clapping didn't stop. Nobody wanted to stop clapping. Nobody wanted to leave. And this is possibly the most powerful thing that I've ever seen. So thank you, Oldham Coliseum. You're loved.